welcome. Mbangwa Media. The previews continue. We are on to the Netherlands. Man, these guys, they went to the World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe, needing hope and probably a whole lot of prayers. And I don't say that for any other reason other than they had some of their main players unavailable, make themselves unavailable, kind of be unavailable. And I suppose the first thing you'd say is the reason they're unavailable is because of whether this is a waste of time in comparison to what they would be doing, playing for counties, in the England County Championship and county cricket. The reason it would be a waste of their time and not sufficiently lucrative is because if they're going to go to a qualifier and not qualify, which was what was expected, how were they going to get past the West Indies and Sri Lanka? It was in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe and Ireland and Scotland. How were they going to go and get past them? Not likely. It was not impossible, as has been proven, but highly improbable. So, essentially, they took what would have been kind of a second string to the qualifier, to try and get themselves to the World Cup. Some would say to try and fulfill the fixtures and do decently in the qualifier. But a mind to qualifying, I don't know that too many would have had their names down as the team, one of the two teams that would have made it to India 2023. But they have. What a fairy tale story it is. Absolutely fantastic watching them. And the names will kind of roll off the tongue as I think back to that qualifier and the things done there. Scott Edwards, the captain, nudging and nurdling, sweeping and reverse sweeping, running really hard to try and ensure that they got some sort of totals in the tournament, and leading his troops quite well, kind of shuffling his pack and using whoever he could to try and keep some sort of pressure on every opposition that they came up against. And they managed to get it done. Teja Manur, I mention him because this is a special thing. He's from India, right? He's from Vijayawada. That's where he's from. So he goes home effectively. What he did in that World Cup qualifier with that stunning 100 against the West Indies, what was it, 70-odd balls to get, magnificent, just absolutely outrageous. What he did, though, was buy himself a ticket home. He's got a day job, He's not fully professional. So, goes home now, playing cricket in a Cricket World Cup for the Netherlands, and is then able to see all of his family because he'll be back home in India. That is something. And they were all emotional at the end of it when they managed to get there, when they managed to get it done. With each big game that they won, it kind of was emotional. But when they finally got over the line, man, you can understand why they were that emotional. Go with others. Oh, Bas de Leeda. Oh, yes. My goodness. How good. Just remember, folks, they had to get, what was it, 240 odd, no, 270 odd it might have been, maybe 268, somewhere around it, but they had to get it in like 44 overs if they were to get over the line, because it ended up being a sort of net run rate thing. They did it with ease. What was impressive was how they broke it down. They broke it down and managed to get it to be a 20-over game, which they're accustomed to playing, and they just comfortably got there. So easy it seemed in the end, but you wouldn't have said it was probable as it kind of began and they went about their business. Go through some others, I suppose, who did well during that tournament, and I'll go through their names here. Vikram Singh, yeah, did decently. I already said Teja Manur, yeah, he did decently. Logan van Beek, my goodness, yeah, from New Zealand to the Netherlands. That super over in that game against the West Indies, that was mental. Just showing us what he can do with bat in hand. Good bowler as well. I think he still harbors hopes, you know, of playing for New Zealand. Logan van Beek. I stand to be corrected, but I think he does. Here he is. He's going to have to do battle against them and do well. My question essentially, because they've had to then let go some of those guys who were there, who got them over the line and got them to the World Cup, and bring back some of their big guns. Roelof van der Merwe, last hurrah for him. Paul van Meekeren, good bowler, probably last hurrah for him. Who else? Colin Ackerman, South African, into that Dutch setup, decent batter. Who else comes back? One more. There's one more person that's kind of escaping my mind. Anyhow, they also included Sabrand Engelbrecht. Now, I'm not entirely sure how that's gone. Predominantly over the course of his career, Sabrand Engelbrecht, he played under 19s for South Africa. It was about fielding. That's what when you think about him, when I think about him, that's what I think about, fielding. And I wonder what it is, what he's gotten improved on, whether he's now a much better batter, because with the others, there might not be too much argument of, oh, you've left some guys who got us to the World Cup, and you've brought in these guys. But these guys have been match winners for the Dutch over years and years and years, and so there won't be much argument. But with Sabrand Engelbrecht, there might be. People say, well, hold on, you could have taken one of the guys who's now missed out instead of this guy. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see how he goes. Essentially, though, this team is not playing just for kicks. They've got a big responsibility, because essentially they're trying to shake off the tag of associate. They're trying to prove their worth, and they don't want to be there and every team turns up and it's just a walkover as far as they're concerned, and it's points in the bag for everybody when they play them. They want to cause a couple, and perhaps even more than that, of upsets. Put it together and play a good game and ensure that 2 or 3 of the sides there come unstuck playing against them, particularly if conditions kind of suit and brings teams together. It'll be interesting watching them, but it's a tall order. It's a tall order for them to play these 9 games in the World Cup and to expect that they would win a number of them. Should they win 1, it'd be good. Should they win 2, I think it'd be very good. More than that, I think it'd be surprising to many. But let's see. You never know. Didn't think they'd get here, and here they are. So yeah, all the best to the Netherlands.